Good morning. Welcome to Thought for the Day. Thought I'd share an experience that happened to me last week after I did the last Thought for the Day. I had an email come through, totally threw my life up in the air and the business, and it was that my anti-money laundering license was about to lapse on the end of business that day. Now, put you in the picture. Without an anti-money laundering license, I'm not allowed to be a member in practice, and it carries a substantial prison sentence if you haven't got one of these in place. Small admin error, doesn't really matter how or why or whatever, but it can wreck a business. Everything's okay now, just to let you know, so you don't worry. All the relevant forms have been sent off, all the evidences have been sent off of the stuff I've had to do, and they were all ready to go. It was that nobody asked me for them, so they hadn't gone off. So everything's gone off, we're back to okay. And it got me thinking, there's a lot of businesses out there that may not make it through furlough. They may not make it after furlough. Their businesses are going to be completely changed, and some are going to be absolutely wrecked. And some are going to close. And society looks on failure with disdain. Isn't it amazing and wonderful that God does not adopt the same attitude? He's in the business of restoring failures. Classic example from the Bible was a young John Mark. He was pampered by his benevolent uncle. He travelled with him and Paul on a missionary journey. And part of the way through the missionary journey, he became homesick. And so he decided he was going home. This apparently infuriated Paul. And later on, when John Mark decided he wanted to rejoin another missionary journey, Paul would not let him, and even went into an argument and exchanged quite sharp words with Barnabas, to the point that Paul and Uncle Barnabas separated over the matter and went different ways. Mark was labelled as a failure, and nobody wanted him as their minister. God, however, had other ideas and restored this young man to a place of great influence. How thrilling it must have been to receive a message from Paul in 2 Timothy 4:11 that says, "Only Luke is with me. Get Mark and bring him with you, because he is helpful to me in my ministry." Out of failure, God raised a young giant. John Mark continued to be used, and today he's well known by his gospel, the Gospel of Mark. It's interesting that only Luke stayed with Paul. And we have just in that sentence, and they came together. So at that point in time, you had two writers of two of the Gospels and one writer of the Acts of the Apostles, all together with Paul. Looking back over our lives, we're often tempted to count the failures and feel so worthless. But remember that God restores failures and makes great witnesses of them. He turns our failures into successes. He turns our stories of failure into blessings that we can share with people to encourage them. So from our deepest hearts we rejoice, because we who have failed and come short of his glory have now been restored to fellowship by Christ. And now we can say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. God bless you all. Stay safe. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.